ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। शुक्ल यजुर्वेदीय काण्व शाखीय बृहदारण्यक उपनिषद. In that, Ghata Bhashya is going on, page number 45. So, in that, two corrections I want to give from yesterday's class. The last two sentences in Tika in the first paragraph. In Tika, after Anumana Phalam Kathayati. Anumanam was done on the previous page that Praga Bhav, etc. They are different from Ghata. Ghata Vidyante. Just like Anyanya Bhava is different from Ghata that we established. Anyanya Bhava is different from Ghata and Pata. Like that he says, Praga Bhav also, Praga Bhav, Pradvansa Bhav, etc. are different from Ghata. So after that in Tika you see, page number 45, line number 2 in Tika, Tesham Ghatad Anyatve Tasya Anadyanantatvam Advayatvam Sarvatmatvam Cha Prapnoti. Tesham Ghatad Anyatve Tesham Abhavana. When the Abhavas, if you say they are different from Ghata, like Pata is different from Ghata, Anyanya Bhava is different from Ghata. So Praga Bhava, etc. are also different from Ghata. If you do this, Tasya means Ghatasya. So yesterday in that Pankti, Tasya you should understand Ghatasya. Ghatasya Anadi Anantatvam. If Praga Bhav is different from Ghata, Pradvansa Bhav is different from Ghata, then Ghata will become Anadi. Ghata will become Ananta. If Anyanya Bhava, this point I had explained, Anyanya Bhava is not there and Atyanta Bhava is not there. Atyanta Bhava will create Advayatvam. Anyanya Bhava, if it is not there, Sarvatmatvam. Because there is no Paricheda anymore. So it will be infinite. Ghata will become infinite. This is not desirable. Sattvecha. And if that Abhava is Bhava Rupa, Sattve means in this way you should understand. If they have Ghata Sambandha, even if they are different from Ghata, Sattvecha Tesham. Tesham means Abhavanam. Sattvecha Tesham Abhavanam. Abhava Abhavat. Then they will not remain Abhava. If that Abhava becomes Sadrupa, it will become Bhavarupa. Sattvecha Tesham Abhava Abhavat. I had explained Abhava Abhavat means Abhavatva Abhavat. Yesterday I had mentioned they will not have Abhavatva. Like Ghata has Ghatatva. If Abhava does not have Abhavatva, Abhava will not remain Abhava, it will become Bhava. So then what will happen? Na bhava bhavayoho mitha sangatihi ityartha. Paraspara, mutually, bhava and abhava, these two will not remain anymore. Because now we understand ghata abhava has a ghata as its pratyogi. Ghata abhava pratyogi is ghata. That sangati will not remain anymore if abhava loses its abhavatva. In other words, Siddhanti here explained all this to prove that before ghata comes into being, there is pragabhava. That pragabhava is not asat vastu. Pragabhava is something which is existing. Something which is existing means only then you will have ghata utpatti there. So it is a distinct thing, and therefore we can say ghata bhavishyati. Ghata utpatti will happen there. Next, now further. Purvapakshi says, all this discussion, nanu prasiddho abhava. Abhava vastu is prasiddha. Bhavavat, just as bhava vastu is prasiddha, abhava vastu is prasiddha. Ashakyo apahnotum. This we had seen yesterday. You cannot do apalapa of it. Iti ched. Satarhi ghatasya swarupam arthantaram va. Two vikalpas are there. Is that abhava ghata swarupa, or arthantaram means another thing, another padartha, like pata, ghata abhava is different. So abhava, is it one with ghata, or abhava is different from ghata? This is what two vikalpas will be there. Iti vikalpya adyam anudya dushayati. Second vikalpa, already we have shown defect. It will again, he will just mention it. Okay. Adyam anudya dushayati. Atha. In Bhashya, first line. Atha ghatasya pragabhava. Iti ghatasya yat swarupam tadeva uchyeta. Ghatasya pragabhava is ghatasya swarupam. Ghata pragabhava is nothing but ghata rupa. Tadeva uchyeta. In Tika. And therefore ghatasya iti vyapadesha anupapatti. This is what we saw. Ghatasya pragabhava. If pragabhava is ghata rupa, ghatasya pragabhava. I had given the example Devadattasya putraha. Devadattasya putraha Devadattat bhinnaha. Ghatasya pragabhava ghatat bhinnaha. If you say it is ghata swarupa, then ghatat bhinna will not happen. Right? So ghatasya iti vyapadesha anupapatti. This sambandha vibhakti you cannot use ghatasya, because sambandha is only between two things. Dvinishtha. Further in Tika. Pragabhavadehe ghatatve api sambandham kalpayitva ghatasya iti uktihi iti shankate. He says we will do a kalpita sambandha between ghata and pragabhava. Even though pragabhava is ghata swarupa, let us have kalpita sambandha between the two. Pragabhava dehe ghatatve api. Even if pragabhava is ghata rupa, sambandha kalpana we will do. Ghatasya iti uktihi. How? In Bhashya we saw atha kalpayitva vyapadishyeta shilaputrakasya shariram. A statue carved out of a stone of sun, one's own son, that is called Shilaputraka. is a kalpanik sambandha. This is my son. Which son? Which is in a stone form. So it's a kalpanik sambandha. Kalpayitva vyapadishyate. In Tika, sambandhasya kalpitatve sambandhino api abhavasya tathatvam syat. If sambandha is kalpita, sambandhi also will be kalpita. Like Devadatta had dream wedding. So the wife, sambandha between Devadatta of waking and wife of dream, or that sambandha is kalpita sambandha. So sambandhi, wife is also kalpita. Hmm? No, but here, whenever you say something is kalpita, it is pratibhasik. No, you if you say this is my son's photo, the photo is different. If you say this is my son, that is kalpita. If you say it is photo, then if photo gets destroyed, do you ever feel no? When they say they know this is not my son, this is my son's photo. So then that thing, even if it goes, there is no shokamo. Photo is gone, what is there? So if sambandha is kalpita, then sambandhi also will become kalpita. Because sambandha remains, you think this way, if ghata is kalpita, ghata rupa is kalpita. Why? Because ghata rupa is ghata ashrita. Sambandha is sambandhi ashrita. So if sambandhi is kalpita, sambandha will become kalpita. Iti dushayati. Tathapi in bhashya. घटस्य प्रागभाव इति कल्पितस्य एव अभावस्य घटेन व्यपदेशो न घट स्वरूपस्य एव. घटस्य प्रागभाव, in this way when kalpita व्यपदेश is done, घटस्य प्रागभाव इति कल्पितस्य एव अभावस्य घटेन व्यपदेश. So now what is said here, घट is satya. I told you, like that's why I gave example Devadatta and dream wife. So घट is satya, pragabhav is kalpita, therefore sambandha is kalpita. Devadatta is satya, wife is of swapna. Devadatta wife sambandha is also kalpita. It's like swapna sambandha only. घटस्य प्रागभाव इति कल्पितस्य एव अभावस्य घटेन व्यपदेशः. कल्पित is अभाव, घटेन व्यपदेश. न घट स्वरूपस्य एव. घट स्वरूप does not have kalpita vyapadesha. घट प्रागभाव has kalpita vyapadesha. टीका. यत्र संबंधं कल्पयित्वा व्यपदेशः तत्र न वास्तवो भेदो. So now Tikakar says, if sambandha kalpana is done, let's say there is ghata. Ghata has pragabhava. Yatra sambandham kalpayitva. If sambandha kalpana is done, kalpayitva vyapadeshaha. Ghata and pragabhav, they are one together. You create sambandha with a kalpana. Yatra sambandham kalpayitva vyapadeshaha. Vyapadesh means description. Tatra na vastavo bheda. So then bheda is not vastava because sambandha is kalpanika only. He gives example, yatha Rahu Shiraha, Rahu Shirasoho, Rahu and Shiraha, Raho Shiraha. Shashti vibhakti is used. But Rahu and Shira, so between them there is kalpita sambandha. Rahoho Shiraha. अत्रापि कल्पिते संबंधे भेदस्य तथात्वात् वास्तवत्वं संबंधिनोः अन्यतरस्य स्यात्. Bhed also will become tathatva. Tathatva means kalpitatva. Rahu and his Shira. How many entities are there? One. One entity, when his head is chopped off, the head is called Rahu. So it is not that Rahu has head. Rahu itself is the head. So here, Ghata and Pragabhava, they will not be two because Pragabhava is, Abhava is Swarupa of Ghata. So Sambandha is Kalpita. भेदस्य तथात्वात् वास्तवत्वं तथात्वात् मीन्स कल्पित वास्तवत्वं संबंधिनोः अन्यतरस्य स्यात्. वास्तवत्वं will be there only for one of the sambandhi. One of them means only one because there is only one entity. Rahu and Shira is only one entity. So both there are not two. That is what he is saying. वास्तवत्वं संबंधिनोः अन्यतरस्य स्यात्. न च अभावः तथा सापेक्षत्वात्. Abhava is not like that. न च अभावस् तथा. Because abhava is sapeksha. Tatha means vastava. Abhava, tatha means you write down. Tatha means vastava. Abhava is not vastava. Why? Sapekshatvat. Because abhava is with respect to something. When you say abhava, question will be kasya abhava? Or ghatasya abhava. So it is ghata sapeksha abhava. Ato घटस्तथा इत्यर्थः. घटस्तथा. तथा means वास्तव. अभाव न तथा. घटः तथा means अभाव is not वास्तविक. घट is वास्तविक. So this is clear. This everybody is okay online. अभाव,
Yes.
हाँ, अभाव is not वास्तव. घट is वास्तव. Yes. What is the question? हाँ, करेक्शन मतलब जो कल से बताया था उससे. So one vikalpa is cleared. That abhava is ghata swarupam. What is the second vikalpa?
Bhinnatvam.
Bhinnatvam. What is the word used here? What is the word? Arthantaram. You see in the Tika, first line on the new paragraph, Ghatasya Swarupam Arthantaram Va iti. In the second paragraph, 45, page number 45, second paragraph, first line, last portion. Saha tarhi Ghatasya Swarupam Arthantaram Veti. Given. सह कहा अभाव.
घटस्य अभावः.
So is that abhava ghatasya swarupam or ghatasya arthantaram? So now second vikalpa we are doing.
Swamiji, this abhava is ghatasya bhava with sapeksha. I didn't get it.
What did you say? Ghatasya bhava?
Ghata abhava and किसका सापेक्ष से घटस्य अभाव जो
घट
समझ में नहीं
घट सापेक्ष घट
घट सापेक्ष
एवरी अभाव
घटस्य भाव सापेक्ष घट
हाँ
भाव सापेक्ष
घट अभाव अभाव ज्ञानम इज ऑलवेज प्रतियोगी ज्ञान जन्य ज्ञानम अभाव ज्ञानम कल्पांतरम अनुवदति पेज नंबर 46 kalpantar means second vikalpa is said now in bhashya अथ अर्थांतरम घटात घटस्य अभाव इति उक्त उत्तरम एतत् if you say घटा भाव is different from घट इसे we have already discussed this उक्त उत्तरम एतत् उक्तोत्तरम एतत् घटात घटस्य अभाव अर्थांतरम घटा भाव is different from घट we have already explained this so the good news is this discussion is coming to an end now huh? Those who are feeling that this is going for a long time टीका अनुमान फलम वदद्भिः घटस्य कारणात्मनः ध्रुवत्ववचनेन समाहितम् एतत् इत्याह when anumana phalam was said anumanam phalam vadadbihi got today I started that class today's class with that anumana phalam sentence vadadbihi ghatasya karanatmana dhruvatva vachanena घट as its karana is dhruvam 8 number tippani what is the karana brahmatmana found Swamiji so ghata ghatasya karanatmana what is the karanam for ghata ghata as brahma so what is the ghatasya karanam so you say mritpinda what is which is nothing but panchamahabhuta which is nothing but maya is adhyastha in brahma therefore ghatasya karanam is brahma ghatasya karanatmana dhruvatva as brahma it is sadrupa ध्रुवत्व वचनेन समाहितम एतत् समाहितम this samadhanam was already done so ukta uttaram iti now siddhanti says if you take asat karyavada what will be the dosha asat karyavade doshantaram aha kincha anyat prag utpattehe this is the final reason last thing kincha anyat prag utpattehe शश विषाणवत् अभाव भूतस्य घटस्य स्वकारण सत्ता संबंधानुपपत्ति किंच अन्यत् मीन्स मोर ओवर व्हाट इज दैट प्राग उत्पत्तेः प्राग बिफोर द घट इज प्रोड्यूस्ड इफ इट इज असत लेट अस से असत लाइक व्हाट शश विषाणवत् like shasha vishana is sat or mithya asat asat shasha vishana is asat like that if ghata bhava means if ghata is asat it is not there it is not something which is like praga bhava where something will come into being but if it is asat then abhava bhutasya ghatasya that ghata has abhava in the sense it is asat स्व कारण सत्ता संबंध अनुपपत्ति ही now this point pay attention then you will understand also and enjoy how bhashyakar is refuting asat karyavada also See this ghata. The karanam for this ghata, what we call upadana karanam, they call samavai karanam. Samavai karanam is mrittika, clay. Okay. So between ghata and its karana, they say there is a samavaya sambandha. Ghata and samvaya karana will have sambandha. Karya karana sambandha is there. Samvaya sambandha. Mrittika is existing. Ghata is asat, non-existing. So Siddhanti wants to say between existing karana and non-existing karya, how can there be sambandha? If
Samavaya.
why sambandha, they say that there is samvaya sambandha between kapala and ghata. Ghata is asat karyam according to them. Asat vastu cannot have any sambandha. For sambandhi, for sambandha to take place, sambandhis have to be samana sattaka. So now that is the reasoning. Now what is janma? So here this line says, ghatasya swa karana satta sambandha anupapattihi. Ghatasya swa. Swa means ghata. Ghata karana means samavai karana. Ghatasya samavai karana is kapala. Samvai karana satta. Ghata having sambandha with its samvai karana in the form of satta. So samvai karana has satta. But ghata doesn't have satta. Satta sambandha will not take place between the two. Because dvinishtatvat sambandhasya. Sambandha is dvinishtha. It has to be in both. Then only there is sambandha. Sambandha is between two. So if ghata itself is not there, how can there be samvaya sambandha between karana and karya? So Siddhanti is explaining your asat karyavada, if you accept, then you will not be able to explain samvaya sambandha between karya and karana in your darshan. You have to accept sat karyavada. Now you see Tika. What is janma? Swahetu sambandha satta sambandho va janma iti tarkika. Tarkika people say swahetu sambandha. Swahetu na sambandha. Swa means ghata. Ghata hetu mrittika or kapala. Ghata having sambandha with its kapala is called janma of ghata. Or ghata getting satta sambandha is called ghata janma. For ghata to have sambandha with kapala, ghata has to exist. Ghata having satta sambandha. So you say ghata gets satta sambandha after janma or before janma? Ghata gets satta sambandha after janma or before janma? After janma, it doesn't need satta. It is already there. And if you say before janma, it cannot have sambandha.
Swamiji, what is the difference between this point and Shilaputra?
What is that? Shilaputra?
What is the difference between this point and the Shilaputra point, Swamiji?
What is the first word you are saying?
What is the difference between this point that is being discussed now
This point. Mhm.
and the Shilaputra
Yeah,
point?
yeah. So here what he is saying is sambandha will not be there. In the earlier, vastu was kalpanika. Here it is asat, because asat karya they have accepted. Here it is explained very technically. You see the next point, you will understand. This is just a beginning. न च प्राग उत्पत्तेः असतः संबंधस् तस्य सतोः वृत्तेः इत्यर्थः. प्राग उत्पत्तेः असतः संबंधः न. उत्पत्तेः prior to the उत्पत्ति of घट, असत वस्तु cannot have sambandha. Asatah sambandha na. This is one vakya. Tasya. Tasya kasya? Sambandhasya. Tasya means sambandhasya. If your book is read by you and if you see that there are notes, that means somebody has actually gone through this chapter. If your book is all clean, then that means you have not studied this grantha. Because there are so many things that you will have to note for your clear understanding. Tasya means sambandhasya. Sambandhasya sataha vrittehe. Okay, who will explain this vakya? Sambandhasya sator vrittehe ityarthaha. Tippani is already there probably.
So it is there in the
But still, very in simple words, who can explain what is sambandhasya satoho vrittehe? Satoho vrittehe. What are these vibhaktis?
स्वामी जी सत्ता इन घटस्य संबंध सत्ता में है.
Ghata word is not there. You have to explain only this part. Tasya satoho vrittehe ityartha. So ityartha is also you don't have to explain. Tasya sator vrittehe. There is no ghata in this. Anybody wants to try? Okay, let's move forward. If you don't want to. Sambandhasya. Tasya means sambandhasya. Satoho. Satoho sambandhasya. Sambandha is sadvritti. Sambandha will stay in two sat entities. Satoho vrittehe. Vritti means to stay. Sambandha will remain in two sat entities. Sambandhasya satoho vrittehe. Ityartha. In simple language, in Hindi, if you want to say, संबंध दो सद वस्तु में रहेगा. एक सद हो, एक असद हो, then संबंध cannot be there. युत सिद्धयोः रज्जु घटयोर मिथ संयोगे पृथक सिद्धि ही अपेक्षते. What is युत सिद्ध and what is अयुत सिद्ध? What is the definition for अयुत सिद्ध?
ययोर्द्वयोर्मध्ये एकम् अविनश्यद् अवस्थम् अपराश्रितम् एव अवतिष्ठते यौ तौ अयुत सिद्धौ.
Very good. ययोर्द्वयोर मध्ये एकम अविनश्यद अवस्थम अपराश्रितम एवावतिष्ठते तावयुत सिद्धौ. Between those two entities where one in avinashta avastha, ekam avinashyat avastham aparashritam evavatishthate. Ekam always will be karyam. Pata, between pata and tantu. Pata in non-destructing state, pata is always dependent upon tantu. This is called ayuta siddha. So tantu and pata are ayuta siddha. And rajju and ghata are yuta siddha.
युत
Yuta means independently they are siddha. Yu dhatu, mishra mishrane, right? Mishra and Amishra in both. Not Mishra. Mishra Mishra Yoho. So Yuta Siddha means independently existing. Ayuta Siddha means dependently existing. Those who don't know, then note down this English translation. Yuta Siddha means independently existing, like rope and pot. They are independently existing. Ayuta Siddha means dependently existing, like cloth and thread. So cloth has dependent existence on thread. Pot has dependent existence on clay, like that. So this sentence now says, Yuta Siddha Yoho, Rajju Gata Yoho. Rajju and Gata, which are Yuta Siddha, Mithaha Sanyoge. Mutually, when they are coming in contact, what is the sambandha between Rajju and Gata? With
Yuta,
what? Huh?
Yuta Siddha, independent.
Yuta Siddha, but sambandha is Sanyoga Sambandha. Because both are Dravya, Sanyoga Sambandha. Sanyoge, Pruthak Siddhi hi apekshate. They both are independently existing. Ayuta Siddhanam Paraspara Pariharena. Ayuta Siddha Vastu, they have Paraspara Parihara. Paraspara Pariharena Pratiti Anarhanam. If you see between Rajju and Ghata, let us say, I can see Rajju and I can avoid Ghata. I can see Ghata and avoid Rajju. Between Tantu and Pata, I cannot say I will see Pata, avoid Tantu. Because Pata, when it is there, Tantu is inherent. So Ayuta Siddhanam Paraspar Pariharena Pratiti Anarhanam. They are not fit for Paraspar Parihara. You cannot get rid of one and see the other. Pratiti Anarhanam Karya Karanadinam Mitho Yoge. Mitha means Paraspar. Pruthak Siddhi Abhavaha. They don't have Pruthak Siddhi. Tantu and Pata cannot have independent existence. I mean, Tantu has independent existence, not Pata. Abhavo na dosham avahati. Iti shankate. So Purva Pakshi is doing this shanka. What Purva Pakshi is saying, that in Ayuta Siddha Vastu, we use this concept that Tantu and Pata are there, they are Ayuta Siddha and they have Sambandha, but as long as Avinasha Avastha is there. So, in Ayuta Siddha Vastu, Dvinishtatva is not required because one is independently existing, other is always dependently existing. So that dependently existing is not Vastava. So this can work in Karana, which is Sat, Karya, which is Asat. So they are using this in their darshana very well, that Karana is there, Karya is not there, Sambandha is possible in this way. So this Vakya in Bhashya, Ayuta Siddhanam Adoshaha iti chet. This is by Purvapakshi. That in Ayuta Siddha Vastu, this is not a dosha, adosha. Iti chet, Siddhanti said na. In Tika, Pariharati na. Uktam eva Sporayati. He says we have already explained this. How? See in Bhashya. Bhava bhavayoho Ayuta Siddhatva Anupapattehe. Between Bhavarupa Vastu and Abhavarupa Vastu, Ayuta Siddhi is not there. Is not possible. So, if they say there are two things which are Ayuta Siddha, they will have to explain the same thing. wherever they have accepted Karya Karana Sambandha, and in that Karya is Asat before creation, Karana is Sat, Karya is Asat. That Karana has Samvaya Sambandha with Asat Karya. Everywhere they will have this problem. Bhava abhavayoho. One is bhava rupa vastu, another is abhava. Bhava bhavayoho ayuta siddhatva anupapattehe. They cannot have ayuta siddhi. Means yuta means prathak, separate. Ayuta means aprathak. Aprathak siddhi is not possible between bhava and abhava rupa vastu. Bhava bhutayor hi yuta siddhata ayuta siddhata va syat. Yuta siddhi or ayuta siddhi both will require only bhava rupa vastu. Abhava cannot be there. So ghata, tantu which is existing and pata which is not existing. Pata bhava and tantu, between them you cannot have sambandha. So the same problem they will have to face, like after pata comes into being, it has samvaya sambandha with tantu, or before pata comes into being, it has samvaya sambandha with tantu. So before it cannot have, because it is not there. So before existing pata, non-existent pata cannot have samvaya sambandha with tantu. Once it comes into existence, then it already will have independent existence before it gets the samvaya sambandha. Then it will become yuta siddha. It will never remain ayuta siddha anymore. It will be just like rajju and ghata. भाव भूतयोर ही युत सिद्धता अयुत सिद्धता वा स्यात् न तु भावा भावयोः अभावयोर वा. Between bhava and abhava, yuta siddha is not possible. Between abhava and abhava also, yuta siddha is not possible. Only between two bhava vastu sambandha is possible. In Tika, vyavahar drashtya karya karanayoho sadhitam तुच्छ व्यावृत्तिम उपसंहरति. व्यवहार दृष्ट्या कार्य कारणयोः साधिताम, between karya and karana, vyavahar drishtya only. According to Vedanti, paramartha drishtya karya karana it's also not there, because karya itself is vacharambhana. कार्य कारणयोः साधिताम तुच्छ व्यावृत्तिम. तुच्छ असत, असत वस्तु is eliminated. तुच्छ व्यावृत्तिम उपसंहरति. तस्मात्, concluding this discussion, tasmat sadeva karyam pragutpattehe iti siddham. So karyam is sat before creation, iti siddham. Up to this, we have in English commentary, those who are reading, those who are not reading, then they should read. It's on page number 341 and 342. In a table form, everything is presented. Between the Bauddha and Advaiti, this discussion. Because this went on for so many pages, you know where we started, I think page number 26. 28. Now we are on 46. So many ideas were discussed. They all are put in table form, so that, because in a nutshell, now tell me what. So this is nutshell. Karya Karana. So first, Karyam is Sat, one point, and Karanam is also Sat, second point. Both arguments we have discussed. Now, further, I'm not reading any of those portions because I'm assuming you will read. Further now in Tika. नैवेह इत्यत्र सर्वस्य प्रागुत्पत्तेः असत्वशंका मृत्युना इत्यादि वाक्य व्याख्यानेन निरस्ता. Because the first sentence was naiveha kinchana agre asit. Then second sentence was
Mrityuna neva idam avritam
mrityuna eva idam avritam asit. So what is now this vakya saying? Naiveha ityatra sarvasya pragutpattehe asatva shanka. By that vakya, the shanka was sarvasya asatva. Before creation, sarvasya means karyasya karanasya cha. Karya asat, karana asat. This shanka was there. That is nirasta, that is eliminated. How? Mrutyuna eva ityadi vakya vyakhyana. By this vyakhyana, it is, once you understand that second sentence, first sentence, your assumption that karya was also asat, karana was also asat, is not valid. It is eliminated. Samprati mrityu shabdasya arthantare rudhatvat. Now, Purva Pakshi will say, but mrityu, we know mrityu means death. How you are saying mrityuna avritam asit means mrityu is something and it is karanam. Arthantare rudhatvat. Na tena avaranam jagatah sambhavati. You said karyam is jagat. Now, before all this discussion, I had mentioned karya is jagat, karana is mrityu. Right? By mrityu means hiranyagarbha. By that, this is avrutam. You say how this avaranam is possible by something called mrityu. Iti akshipati. Kim lakshanena. So from here, bhashya will begin. Kim lakshanena, we will see tomorrow. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.